This is gonna be a beginner's practice. Let's come to the front of our mats. Feet together, extending the tailbone down. Roll the shoulders back and down, lifting through the crown of the head. Lifting the kneecaps, engaging the front of the thighs. And let's begin to cultivate nice, deep breathing. Inhale through the nose. Big breath. Exhale completely through the nose. Lifting through the crown of the head, and at the same time feel your feet sinking through your mat, grounding. And again, inhaling as deep as you can, exhaling completely through the nose, emptying the lungs. On the next inhalation, let's open the arms out, palms of the hands facing up or forward. And a few more deep inhalations here, followed by complete exhalations. Lifting the arches of the feet off the mat, activating the feet. Inhale the hands out to the sides, allowing the space between the collarbones to open. The fingertips are reaching away from each other. And look over to your right, chin parallel to the floor. Back to center. Exhale over to your left. And back to center. Inhale all the way over the head. Lifting, reaching up to the skies. And keeping your back straight, exhale halfway down. Bend the knees slightly. And you can release your hands down on the floor or on your feet or on your shin bones if you cannot reach the floor. And you can shake your head here, left and right, yes and no. You can wrap your wrists around your elbows, allowing the upper body to hang like a rag doll. Not holding your head here, allowing your head to be heavy. The neck is relaxing. And let's release the hands down on the floor and slowly roll up to standing. One vertebra at a time. All the way back to standing. Lifting through the crown of the head. Reaching through the fingertips all the way over the head. Maybe arching ever so slightly. And one more time. Exhale halfway down. Back is straight, bending the knees, hands on the floor. And let's take the right and then the left leg all the way back. Step it all the way back into plank. Knees on the mat and lower yourself carefully and slowly down on the floor, on your belly. Elbows in, shoulders back and down. Lift cobra. Extending, lengthening the back of the neck here. And let's take the toes under, bend the knees and sit back onto your heels. Allow the shoulders to rest. And let's inhale, coming up. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips all the way up to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Softening the heels down towards the floor, lengthening the back of the legs, stretching one side at a time, walking in place here. Spread your fingers open, press into the base of each finger, pressing the thumbs, the base of the thumbs down, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Lifting the tailbone, and let's walk the feet between the hands. Exhale, bow down. And with a straight back, come up all the way to standing, lifting all the way up, hands over the heart. And one more time, inhale, reach over your head, keeping your back straight. Exhale, folding forward, slight bend in the knees. Exhaling in forward bend. Inhale, look ahead of you, straight back, hands on the shin bones. And let's bring the hands on the floor and step again. One more time, all the way back into plank. Knees on the floor, lowering down onto your belly. Inhale, elbows in, shoulders back and down. Lift, activating your lower back here, pressing the tailbone down. Extending, lengthening the lower back. And let's sit back in child's pose. Bringing the hips back onto the heels. Coming back to the breath. One of the most important things in one's practice is maintaining slow, deep breaths. And let's take the toes under and press the hips all the way up. Tailbone is pressing up, coming into downward facing dog. You can lift the heels off the floor, coming onto the tippy toes, and soften them back down. And just observe your downward facing dog here. Observe your alignment. Does it feel comfortable? Are there areas of tightness, discomfort? And let's walk the feet between the hands. Exhale, bow down. Halfway up, looking ahead of you. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Lift and arch. Hands over the heart. Inhale, lift over the head. Bend the knees, sit back, chair pose. Really pressing the hips as far back as you can. And let's exhale the hands down on the floor. Inhale, pull the belly in, look ahead of you. Step all the way back into plank. Strong belly, strong core, lower yourself down. Inhale, elbows in, shoulders back and down. Lift, cobra pose. Pressing the tailbone down, extending the tailbone. Lift and lengthen the back of the neck. Open the chest. Open the heart. And you can lift your hands off the floor for a second here, making sure you're really using your lower back muscles, cultivating lower back strength, which is part of your core. And let's sit back in child's pose. Relax the shoulders, soften your breath. Observe your breath. Inhale, coming up onto all fours. And let's round the back here, looking towards the belly button. And inhale, arch the back. Cat-cow pose. Exhale, looking down. Inhale, looking up. Wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. One more time, round your back. Inhale, vibrant breath. Exhale, back to center, back to neutral spine, and back into downward facing dog. And let's take the right leg between, right foot comes between the hands. You can help with your hand. Walk your left knee down on the floor, avoiding the kneecap area, putting the knee just above the knee area on the floor. And you can bring your hands over your right leg and press your hips forward slightly here, stretching the hip flexors. And let's bring The left hand on the floor, right hand spins up towards the ceiling, open the chest, lengthen. And let's bring the hands back down, both hands on the floor. And we're gonna step back into plank. Knees down, all the way onto the belly. Cobra pose, big breath in, chest opens. And all the way back into child's pose, or if you're ready, you can begin pressing back into downward facing dog. And let's take the left leg forward, left foot comes between the hands. Walk your right knee down on the floor. And let's bring the hands over the thigh. And come up. Press your hips slightly forward, extending the tailbone down. Either hold your leg here or you can reach up towards the sky, depending on your level. Let's bring the right hand down on the ground and spin the left hand up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. As you twist, exhale. And step all the way back into downward facing dog. The hands are shoulder width apart. The feet are hip width apart. Let's walk the feet between the hands. Exhale, forward bend. You can grab your calves here if you can reach there. You can use a strap. Inhale, halfway up and all the way up to standing arch. Hands over the heart. And let's take a nice wide step here. Wide stance. Right toes are pointing directly forward. The left foot slightly in. And let's try to lengthen both sides of the torso here and take triangle pose. Bringing the right hand somewhere onto the right shin bone. Open the chest. Spinning the left hip open. Lengthening the front of the torso, the back of the torso, lengthening the spine here, opening the chest. Lifting the arches of the feet off the floor, lifting the kneecaps, engaging the legs. You're working on your core here. Using the strength of your core, come up. And let's turn the left foot forward, right foot slightly in. Maybe 60 degrees in or anywhere 30 to 60 degrees in. And lengthening to the sides of the body. Let's lower the left hand over the left leg and reach with your right hand all the way up, opening. You're using your core muscles to support you here. Pressing into the inner edge of the left foot, outer edge of the right foot. Keeping the hips aligned on top of each other in one plane, keeping the shoulders in one plane. Come back up all the way to wide leg standing, and let's bring the hands over the hips with a straight back and open chest. We're gonna begin to fold forward. Try to press into the inner and outer edges of your feet here, and take a few breaths in a forward bend. You can bring your chest over to one leg and over to the other side. And back to center, hands on the hips, straight back, strong core. Come up to standing. And let's step to the front of our mat. Inhale, lift and open. And sit back, chair pose. Hips are pressing all the way as far back as you can. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, let's look ahead. Hands on the floor, step your feet all the way back into plank. And let's bring the knees on the floor and prepare to sit down. Coming into a seated pose. Roll your shoulders back and down to open the chest and lengthen the spine. You can grab the flesh away, moving it away from your sit bones. Opening the back, widening the back, as if you're pressing your back into an invisible wall behind you to widen and lengthen and open. And let's pull the toes back in towards us and take a few nice breaths in here. In, over the head. And exhale, folding forward either with a strap, or if you can reach and grab your legs, you can grab the shin bones or the calves or your feet. A few nice inhalations to lengthen the spine and open the chest. And as you exhale, lower down a little deeper into your forward bend. Working with the breath here, lengthening and moving a little deeper with each exhalation. Keep pulling the toes back in towards you to activate the hamstrings and really stretch all the way into the calves. Inhale, come back up, reach over your head, and we're gonna do a twisting spine pose, bringing the hands behind us, somewhere behind us, and lowering the forehead down towards the mat behind us. If your forehead doesn't reach the mat, that's fine. Just look back and over to the other side. Try to keep your heels on the floor the whole time, and we're just gonna bring the head back, forehead on the mat behind us or somewhere behind us. And coming back up, the spine should feel very invigorated after this twist. And let's lower down one vertebra at a time, coming into a laying, resting pose. And let's bring the feet and legs up towards the ceiling, and we're going to reach towards the toes. 1, 2, 3, chest open. 4, 5, lifting from the core. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold here, and you can bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug, rocking side to side, beginning to relax, soften. Let's bring the right leg over the left knee, and we're going to bring both legs down to your left on the floor into a supine twist. Right shoulder remains on the floor, and look over your right hand, right thumb. Exhale here, softening the belly so you can go a little deeper into your twist. And coming back up, let's bring the right ankle on top of the left knee. If you can reach behind your left knee, grab your leg and pull it in towards your chest. Do that. Here you should feel an opening in the right hip, bringing the knees closer to you. And let's unwrap and bring the left leg over the right knee, left shoulder on the floor, and bring your legs down all the way on the floor. If they can't reach the floor, that's fine, just keep your shoulder on the floor. And try to look away from your legs over to your left. That is a complete twisting of the spine from the neck all the way into the tailbone. And coming back up. Let's bring the left ankle over the right knee. If you can grab your leg and pull the right knee in, left knee away from you, so that we can open the hips here. Keeping the lower back on the floor, relaxing. Breathe into your hip, allowing the hip to stretch further, open more. And let's hug the knees into the chest. Bring your forehead into your knees. Big breath in, hold your breath in, creating some tension. Really hold your breath in and exhale through your mouth with a ha. Lay back down. One more time. Inhale through the nose and with a ha. Exhale through your mouth. We're gonna lay on our backs for a few moments here, allowing the belly to soften, the chest to soften and open, the shoulders to drop on the floor. Let's soften the jaw. Let's soften the eyes. Let's close the eyes and look towards the third eye. A few more breaths here. Just looking towards the third eye, maybe observing the breath. And begin to focus on your breath here, allowing everything else to be less important or to disappear. Paying attention to the breath. Following the breath. The body is relaxed. And begin to move your toes and fingers, keeping the eyes closed. Let's roll onto our side. Beginning to deepen the breath again. Press yourself up to a seated, easy Sukhasana pose, cross-legged seated pose. Hands over the knees, palms facing up. Big breath and reach over your head. Let's bring the palms of the hands over the third eye and over the heart. And let's thank our hearts for their forgiveness, compassion, and love. Namaste.